Hello friends, welcome into the Cowboys Report presented by Wager Talk. I am your host Tom Downey, back again with some more Cowboys rumors and news and some good ones this time around. So we'll start things off with Sean Lee. Is he going to start at strongside linebacker? I'll give this one 3 stars. That is what the Cowboys reportedly plan to do per Clarence Hill, the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. But it is kind of more starting. In today's NFL, you typically use the nickel package. It's mostly 2 linebackers. Damian Wilson last year played less than a third of the snaps, only about 18 or 19 per game. Now, the Cowboys do plan to have Sean Lee still spell Leighton Vander Esch and Jalen Smith on some sub-packages, but this makes sense for the Cowboys. Look, your 3 best linebackers undoubtedly are Sean Lee, Jalen Smith, and Leighton Vander Esch. And if you're going to use 3 linebackers, don't you want them all on the field at the same time? Now, on previous depth charts, we didn't have the S in front of that first linebacker position. We just kind of left it as open-ended because those were the 3 best guys, but I wasn't sure the Cowboys were going to use Sean Lee. Frankly, I do have some concerns about Sean Lee holding up, being a little bit closer to that line of scrimmage. That's why they moved him from Mike to Will, to keep his body a little bit fresher and avoid the beating that typically comes with more of the strong side linebacker role than the Mike or even the weak side linebacker spot. Now, last year, Sean Lee played about 27.5 snaps per game. So I'll give you this question. Over, under that figure this coming year for Sean Lee? Over 27.5 or under 27.5? Now, that does factor in the games where he was hurt and played like 5, and then that counts as a game and brings down the average there. But Lee is going to be your 3rd linebacker this year, I think, in snaps. My question is it going to be more or less than 30? I think it comes in around that 27.5 figure, much like it did last year, because you don't want to take Jalen and Vander Esch off the field right now. Those 2 guys are way too good, and frankly, I don't think you can find a better trio of off-ball linebackers in the NFL right now than Jalen Smith, Leighton Vander Esch, and Sean Lee. Speaking of former linebackers, this one more of an edge rusher, not a pure off-ball guy. How about a DeMarcus Ware return? I'll give this one 3 stars. No, not for actually playing. This relates more to the coaching side of things. Ware has said he wants to join the Dallas Cowboys as a consultant, much like he did last year for the Denver Broncos. Now, if you're the Cowboys, well, why don't you want to do this? Wouldn't you want DeMarcus Ware just hanging around a couple times a month and helping coach up Taco Charlton and Randy Gregory if he's there, and Robert Quinn, DeMarcus Lawrence can still learn from him. Dorrance Armstrong could learn quite a bit from DeMarcus Ware. So could the first-year players, Joe Jackson and Jalen Jelks. So Cowboys have little reason not to do this. At the same time, only 3 stars because nothing's set in stone yet. And I kind of think the Cowboys were a bit surprised by this move. I don't think Ware had discussed this with Jason Garrett truly in-depth. Obviously, Garrett says he's open to it because why wouldn't you be? Why wouldn't you want one of the greatest pass rushers of all time to help coach up some of your younger players? And Ware wants to do the consultant thing because it's way easier on him. He's not, coaching 90 hours a week. It's, a couple times a month he comes in, offers some insight, and then leaves. That makes a lot of sense for DeMarcus Ware and for the Cowboys. So a fun little question here, and I know what I'm doing by asking this. What would you rather have Ware do this year with the Cowboys? Type C for coach and type P for play. The correct answer here is C for coach. I know it'd be fun to bring back Witten and bring back DeMarcus Ware, but Ware is going to turn 37. He's been away from the game for quite a while now. I think he likes being able to spend time with his family and have the consultant gig, not the full-time, 90-plus hours a week thing that he dealt with during his playing days. Let's talk contracts then now. Are talks going better for Dak Prescott than Amari Cooper? I'll give this one 3 stars, once again from the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. That's the report that look, first off, we know Cooper and the Cowboys camp, and the Cooper's camp and the Cowboys, have had discussions before, and Clarence Hill says that the demands for Cooper were, quote, shockingly high. Now, he doesn't clarify what shockingly high is, so okay, but that the number hasn't leaked, as you mentioned with DeMarcus Lawrence, means that the 2 sides really aren't having too much of a disagreement there. They're still relatively close. This deal's going to get done. Now, I assume the floor, of course, is $16 million for Amari Cooper. The ceiling might be more of $18. That's what Odell Beckham makes, and with the way the salary cap goes up, Cooper could ask for that. He's not going to get it, but he could certainly ask for it. Now, meanwhile, on the Dak Prescott side of things, these talks are reportedly going better. There's been more progress there. The Cowboys have made it very clear They want to pay Dak the big money. Now, what has been widely reported since this is that the Cowboys are going to pay Dak Prescott $30 million because that's what Clarence Hill says, which we've mentioned like 18,000 times on this show. If you watch the show, and I know you guys do, you guys are smart, you know the deal's going to approach $30 million. That's not news. That has been the case for quite some time. Look, in the end, both these deals, I think, get done before the regular season. For Amari Cooper, it comes in $16 million plus, maybe up to $18 million. That's what the highest paid receivers make in the NFL right now. Odell makes 18, AB makes a little under 17, Evans, Cooks, and Hopkins all make 16, and those deals were signed on old salary cap numbers. So it's going to go up for Amari Cooper. He's going to get paid. Dak Prescott, meanwhile, we did this projection like months ago, $29.5 million per year. That's always been about the right figure for Dak Prescott because guess what? In 2 or 3 years, Dak Prescott, if he makes $30 million, that might not be top 10 in the NFL. That is how contracts work in the NFL. You pay them now, you'll end up saving money in the long run. So don't get caught up in the, wow, new news, $30 million per year for Dak. That's something we've known for quite some time. Now, on the news side of things, again, I'm getting married. I'm going on my honeymoon starting tonight, actually. There's going to be something that breaks. That's what happens every time I'm out of the office or I'm on my bachelor party. Jason Witten comes back out of the blue, or I'm out of town. Des Bryant gets cut by the Cowboys. There's always something. So now I'm gone for 2 weeks. What's going to happen? I think there are 2 likely outcomes. Number 1, Amari Cooper signs his deal. Number 2, Dak Prescott signs his deal. There's going to be something big that happens, and I'm just going to sit on the beach drinking while everyone freaks out about it. More Cowboys rumors. Are the Cowboys sold on Dak Prescott? Well, of course they are. Coming right off that last rumor. 4 stars on this one. It's a no-brainer. The Cowboys keep saying it. We keep saying it. Dallas has complete faith in Dak Prescott. Here's the reality of the NFL. If you're an above-average quarterback, which Dak Prescott is at least, you get paid. And I think, understandably so, Jerry Jones doesn't think Dak is done improving yet either, and there's reason to believe that. He's only entering his 4th year. Typically, players keep getting better as they play along, especially when they're young and in their prime. And hopefully, we'll get to this rumor as well later, the coaching staff gets upgraded. So yes, the Cowboys are completely sold on Dak Prescott. And frankly, that's understandable. Like, the Cowboys are in good shape. And you can compare Dak to Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, who those 2 players don't have the same stigma of, oh, they shouldn't get paid. Look at just the raw numbers. And by the way, this does not include Dak Prescott's gifted rushing ability. So tack on an extra 1,000, almost 1,000 yards and 18 touchdowns. The numbers at worst for Jared Goff, comparable. The worst, if you want to take it that way, for Carson Wentz, comparable. They should all be getting similar contracts. So if you're the Cowboys, you should pay Dak Prescott first. Because the first guy that signs, going to be cheapest. The next 2 guys, they're going to get paid more. So for the Cowboys, look, the numbers don't lie. They're very similar numbers there for Jared Goff and Carson Wentz. Sure, some of the situations can change a little bit, but they're comparable. So the Cowboys really should pay Dak Prescott now. Get that deal done before Jared Goff, before Carson Wentz. And yeah, it might be top 5 right now. All of a sudden, though, after that, it's not going to be top 10 for very long. So the Cowboys, definitely type P, pay him now. Today's show brought to you guys by Wager Talk. Get your free daily pick package over at wagertalk.com/chatsports. That is the only way to get that free expert picks and handicapping from Wager Talk. It's a free pick package, no money down, at wagertalk.com/chatsports. Well, as hinted at, let's talk about the coaching staff. Do the players believe in Kellen Moore? I am inclined to believe this one. 4 stars here. This coming from Michael Irving, who wasn't sold on the Kellen Moore hire. I think understandably so, until he talked with Zeke. This is a big key point, at least for me. That Zeke says Kellen Moore is smart, and then most importantly, he will listen to them. What the Cowboys players see on the field, Moore will then incorporate, listen to it, and use in the game plan. Now, that's good. That also, by the way, I think is a huge indictment on Scott Linehan. Because that tells me, and I think we knew this already, Linehan was stubborn and didn't really listen to the players. So, I don't know if it's cautiously optimistic, cautiously hopeful about Kellen Moore as the Cowboys OC. I think he's young. He's a gifted mind. We know he's smart. We know he's intelligent. I just don't want the same old, spread him out, run the ball up the middle at times, use motion, run a ton of play action. It doesn't have to be overly complicated, but it should be at least a little bit creative this year under Kellen Moore, or at least, we can hope. All right, one last rumor. It will not go away. Are the Cowboys in cap trouble? No, stop it. This is fake news. If someone tells you the Cowboys are in cap trouble, they're just not smart. That's the only way to describe it. The Ringer says that the Cowboys are in, quote, a precarious cap situation, and that's why they can't pay Zeke. Here's the thing, though. That's wrong. The Cowboys are approaching $90 million in cap space for the 2020 season. Right now, it's at about $67, but that does not include the likely $10+ million rise in cap space. Oh, you can probably carry over about $10 million cap space, and you can instantly save $8 by cutting Tyrone Crawford. So if anyone ever tells you the Cowboys are in cap trouble, they're not paying attention. Now, yes, the Cowboys have a ton of free agents they're going to need to re-sign, and no, they can't bring back everybody. Robert Quinn, he might not be back. Amari Cooper will be back. Leo Collins, I don't think he's back. Byron Jones, Dak Prescott, I think those guys are probably back. Maybe one of them's on the franchise tag. Anthony Brown might leave. Randall Cobb, Malik Collins, those guys might not be back. Yes, the salary cap exists on a macro level. I will always make that point. But you can afford any one individual player if you want. So yes, every team has to deal with the salary cap, but let's not pretend that, wow, the Cowboys have to pay Byron Jones and Cooper and Dak and Zeke, and nope, that they can't do it all. They actually can. And you can also restructure deals like Lawrence and Tyron Smith and Zach Martin and Frederick. The Cowboys are not in a bad cap space right now. They're going to be fine long term. They can afford a lot of players. They didn't sign Earl Thomas. Sets them up well going forward. So if someone tells you the Cowboys have no cap space, they're just not paying attention. So that's why you guys should on the Cowboys Report. Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.